Hey guys, it's Liam and welcome to the Coziness Code, a channel dedicated to helping you achieve maximum coziness in your home. Today we're talking about a topic that is very close to my heart, and that is cozy reading corners, and specifically how you can create a cozy reading corner or reading nook for yourself. Now we're going to be covering many different things, including seating, lighting, and more, and we're also going to be showing you how we made this cozy little corner behind me. We'll show you the before and the after so that you guys get an idea of what that process is like. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first part is seating. Now obviously this is the primary thing we need to think about when we talk about a reading corner, because you need a comfortable and practical place to sit. Now, there's two different options for seating. You can have a chair, obviously, or you can have one of those window nooks that you see people make sometimes. Most of you will probably opt for a chair, especially if you're living in an apartment like me and you can't alter the space all that much. But I'll also give some tips here for those of you who do have a window seating setup. So if we're talking about chairs, you want something that is fairly upright. You want it to have plenty of cushion, obviously make it as comfortable as you can. Now if we're talking about window nooks, just make sure that the cushions that you have in that nook are thick enough so that when you sit on them, you're not feeling the wood underneath, because that wouldn't be as comfortable. And the same thing applies to pillows that you have for your back or your head. You want to make sure they have some substance to them. With chairs, you're most likely going to want armrests, okay? You'll be holding books or magazines or something else in your hands for a while. You want to be able to rest your arms on those armrests. Some common styles for reading chairs include wingbacks, like the one you see behind me, chaise lounge chairs, which are the ones that are a little bit longer, have a little bit more room to sit on top of. You have lounge chairs with ottomans where you can put your feet up. And then you also have things like barrel chairs and club chairs. And as a side note, as a huge fan of IKEA myself, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't mention that IKEA has all of these different styles with several different options for each of those. So if you have an IKEA nearby, I'd recommend going to check it out. These types of chairs can usually get pretty expensive, so going to places like IKEA where they're a little bit cheaper but still stylish is a good idea. Okay, so we've covered seating. Now the next most important thing is lighting. Now there's a few different ways you can do lighting, but first and foremost we have to mention that the temperature of the lighting that you're looking for is probably from the 1000 Kelvin to 3500 Kelvin. And that's on the warmer side of that light scale. So when you go to get light bulbs or lamps for your reading corner, make sure that you get those warmer colored lights. If you're creating a cozy reading corner by a window, then lighting is important, but obviously if you live in a place where it's sunny a lot of the time, you have this beautiful source of natural light that you can rely on. So I'd recommend putting it by a window, but if you live in a place where it's darker for a lot of the year, such as where I live in Washington State, you're gonna want a really nice lamp. And I really like floor lamps, just because they're a stylish thing, but they're also something that puts the light high enough above you so that it's pointing the light down at your reading material and you can see it and it's very well lit, rather than having something that's just off to the side that doesn't provide as much kind of direct light on what you're reading. You can also obviously just do a lamp on the side table next to your chair, or you can also do a light fixture that is attached to the wall or is even hanging overhead. Those are all great options. Now the third piece of creating a really cozy reading corner is a side table. Now there's a couple things I want you to keep in mind with the side table. First and foremost, you want the side table to be lower than the armrests of your chair. You don't want them to be level with each other, just because visually that's not as appealing. But also you want it to be low enough so that you can lift up things like tea or coffee or your books, or you can light candles, all within arm's reach. You don't want a side table that's too high where you have to lift things up and off of it and carry it down. You want things to be at a comfortable level for you. Another really important thing with side tables is, in my opinion, you should have some kind of minimum storage in this side table. If you want to go really minimal with your side table, that's okay. It usually is a really clean look. However, you want space to be able to put things both on top of the table, but also you want to be able to store things like some extra books, or maybe you do drawing in your reading corner. Maybe you keep, your Kindle somewhere next to your reading corner. But usually it's a lot of extra books. And in my opinion, it's just better if you can store some of those books in that reading corner with you. Okay, now for some tips for even more coziness. Color is really, really important. This is something that I repeat in all of my videos. You want the color profile of whatever space you're working on to pretty much match with whatever else you have going on in your home. So for us in our apartment, we have a lot of darker things, and so we've really tried to make this corner really dark and moody as well. You might have a lighter set of colors in your home, so make sure that the pieces of furniture that you choose fit with those colors as well. Okay? Now you don't want everything to be the same color. Obviously, use that rule of 3 that I mentioned in some of my videos to vary things up. Similarly, you want to mix up texture. So a really easy way to do this might be simply to have something that's metal, something that's wood, and something that is fabric-based or leather. Make sure that the chair is a soft texture, but you can vary the lamp or the side table in metal or wood, or maybe it's a hanging lamp that is rattan, however you say it. You might also choose something that has metal legs but a wood top, right? That adds that variance in there. And the last thing you should think about is blankets, candles, coasters for those hot drinks that you like to enjoy, other decor on the walls. We've got a nice wall hanging from Society 6 behind us that we've had for a long time. And so after you have the primary 3 things, the chair, the lighting, and the side table, decorate the space to make it more cozy. Oftentimes, if you live in a cold place, you're gonna want something warm like a blanket next to you. So you can do something like hang it over the back of the chair or keep it in a basket next to the chair. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're into reading, I have a whole playlist related to decorating with books that you can check out on my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.